皆さん、こんにちは。Welcome back to Mango's series on the Japanese writing system. In our last episode, we covered two types of Japanese sounds, the voiced and the semi-voiced. Today, we are going to focus on contracted sounds. We'll find out what they are, how they sound, and how we can transcribe them. では、始めましょう。Let's look back at the message from episode 1 again. 最近、ペットボトルなどのゴミのポイ捨てが目立ちます。ルールを守って美しい街を保ちましょう。Do you see how this character yo is smaller than the other characters? This is not a typo. It's a device used to transcribe another type of sounds in Japanese. Contracted sounds. As you recall, a Japanese molar can be a vowel, but most of them are a combination of a consonant and a vowel like ka. A contracted sound is formed by adding a y between a consonant and a vowel as in kya. To transcribe a contracted sound in hiragana, we start with a hiragana character from the I column of the hiragana chart except for I itself. Then we add a small size ya or yu or yo next to it. Let's take kya as an example. We start with ki, which can be found in the I column of the kana chart. Then we add a small ya next to it. That's it. We have now transcribed the contracted sound kya. Now let's try to transcribe kyu and kyo, both of which use the same base kana, ki. When we add the small u, we have kyu. And when we add the small yo, we have, that's right, kyo. The same rules apply to katakana. We start with ki and add a small ya. Now we have kya, as well as kyu and kyo. Let's see each of these contracted sounds in an actual word. Try reading the following examples. Kyaku, this means customer. Kyu, it means 9. Kyonen, which means last year. And here is one in katakana that is borrowed from English. Camp, which means camp, of course. It's important to note that while each contracted sound is transcribed with two characters, it is still considered to be one molar, and it's pronounced as such. For example, kyaku consists of 2 molars. Kiyaku consists of 3 molars. These two words may look similar in writing, but they are completely different words in different sounds and meaning. See how important it is to be able to recognize and pronounce contracted sounds? All in all, Japanese has 33 traditional contracted sounds. We can find them all in our contracted sound chart, arranged in the same order as in the basic hiragana chart. Let's take a look. Notice that some rows from the hiragana chart are missing. It's because there are no contracted sounds for the a row, ya row, wa row, or n. Also, note that there are only 3 vowels in this chart. We already know the first row, so let's move on to the second row. The first one is sha. The second one is shu. And the third one is sho. So the whole row goes sha, shu, sho. The next row also contains familiar sounds for English speakers. The first one is cha, just like cha in chai tea. Let's try the whole row. Cha, chu, cho. Notice that in Romaji, we transcribe sha, shu, sho with sh and cha, chu, cho with ch instead of adding an extra y. Let's practice with a couple of examples that use contracted sounds from these two rows. Can you try reading the following words? 会社 it means a company. Ocha, this means tea. And 著者 means an author. Next, we have a couple of interesting rows. This is にゃ. Let's try it. にゃ. And the next one, に. It's similar to new, only shorter. Then we have にょ. Do you like Italian food? The Japanese にょ sounds a bit like にょ in gnocchi, doesn't it? So the whole row goes にゃ, にゅ, にょ. Here's a challenge. Can you read this word aloud? にゃんにゃん. Sounds funny, doesn't it? It's a kitty in Japanese baby talk. Moving on to the next row. This is ひゃ. Can you try the second and the third ones? They are ひゅ and ひょ. Let's practice with this word. 100. It means 100. Next, the ones that start with み are みゃ, にゅ, みょ. As you can tell, にゅ sounds similar to the English syllable found in music, only shorter. Can you try reading this word? 脈. It means a pulse. Finally, the ones that start with り are a little tricky to pronounce. Listen carefully. りゃ, りゅ, りょ. As you can tell, though it's spelled out with R in Romaji, the Japanese り is different from the English R sound. It's something between R and L. Let's practice. りゃ, りゅ, りょ. Let's practice with a couple of words. 略 means abbreviation, and 旅館 means a Japanese style inn. The rest of the chart consists of the voiced and semi-voiced versions of contracted sounds. Remember these? ぎ, じ, び, and ぴ. These kana represent the voiced and semi-voiced versions of some of the sounds we used earlier. The same rule applies. Just add the small や or ゆ or よ to these voiced kana to transcribe contracted sounds. For example, we start with び and add a small よ to get 病. It appears in this word. 病院, a hospital. It's important to get the contracted sound part right because without it, 美容院 means a hair salon, a totally different facility. You can find our downloadable contracted sound charts for both hiragana and katakana on our Mango website in the language learning resources section. You can also navigate to other helpful resources like useful phrases with native speaker audio. どうもありがとうございました。じゃあまた。